Where's my messy? There it is. Folks, have you been looking at Los Angeles lately? It's kind of an epicenter, isn't it? So we're seeing those riots starting to happen, right? It's interesting. When was the last time we saw riots like this? When was the last time? George Floyd, right? George Floyd, maybe? We saw it with George Floyd. So, do we feel like this is a repeat? Do we feel like this is a repeat? Why do you think that it has gotten to this point? Another thing that it reminds me of is it reminds me of George Bush, right? So, what happened under George Bush? George Bush lost the election, right? George Bush lost the election to Clinton, and uh, there were riots in the street. Whew, just got my bill. Um, Rodney King, right? So the last time we saw anything this bad was Rodney King. And it was equated with the Watts riots of the 1960s, right? So what did it herald? What did it herald really? It heralded the beginning of the end for George Bush, right? So I I think it was very easy. It looked as if George Bush could not control, right? He couldn't control the streets, etc. People, the poverty, the trickle down. It reached a certain point, and then at that point there was this massive civil unrest, and it cost George Bush the election, and that Clinton becomes the president, right? My question to you is, are we seeing something that's going to be similar to what we saw with Rodney King? His Look, it's not like Trump's ratings can get worse, right? It's not like his ratings can get worse. The other thing that we're starting to see, which is worse than George Bush Sr., it's worse than George Bush Sr., is we're seeing a rift starting to happen, right? So we're seeing a rift between two major camps that looks like a serious civil war that's going to cause the Republican Party to implode. And now you have Elon Musk talking about the fact that he wants to form a third party down the middle. When he talks about a third party down the middle, do you think that he's going to shave off many Democrats? Probably not, right? Most Democrats are going to stay in the Democratic Party. So what happens to his third party middle if it takes off at all? You know what's coming. The readers have done the remotes. It means that it's going to be a blue wave in 2026, right? 2026 and 2028 look very good for the Democrat. If we expect to get more of the same, I'm getting hearts. People are happy with this. Yes. I can never say that word, Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude? I don't know. But yes, people are very happy. And I like getting the hearts. Thank you for those. They cheer me up. Oh, beautiful. um, yeah, I'm thinking if this continues, what is the Republican Party going to do when somebody that has this kind of power owns X Twitter? Oh, thank you. What do you think the Republican Party is going to do to Elon Musk? Well, the first thing is they're attacking him, saying he's a drug addict, right? Uh, and what action reaction? For every action, there's a reaction of equal or greater force, right? This is basic physics, right? I'm having fun with this. I'm sorry. I know this is terrible. Talk to me, people. Um, what do you think Elon Musk is going to do when people start accusing him of being a drug addict? What do you think his reaction is going to be? His reaction is going to be to try and expose Trump even more because of action reaction. For every action you push me, I'm going to push you harder, right? And at that point, you've got them duking it out. So the big question is, who do you think's going to win? Now, people are saying their money is on Donald Trump. I would not be so sure. I personally think that if I were Elon Musk, I would get into rehab and I would get away from all these sycophants. Keeping people around him that don't get paid, right? Though I would like to be paid, thank you. Just to be honest. I mean, if people are going to take my ideas for a multi-trillion-dollar rebuild of Gaza, then yes, I would like to be paid. No. But the problem with Elon Musk is that he's surrounded by people that are on the payroll. And then as a result, nobody can just be honest with him. But if you're not on the payroll, if he's surrounded by people that genuinely care about him, that are not making money off the deal, if they cared about him, they would tell him to get into rehab. But the problem is he's surrounded himself with people that are relying on him financially, which is something I think a lot of addicts and people with personality disorders do, is they make you financially invested in them. And then by being financially invested in them, you can't leave them because you have a financial investment in them.